weekly video blog time, and I thought I'd show you that I haven't actually managed to do half of what I wanted to do. This weekend I wanted to get the blinds up, and I'm having great trouble with these blinds. You can see some of the damage that has been done on the side here. Oops. Yes, that's me trying to put up the blinds. It's not going so well, I'm afraid, so I'm going to have to get my parents to have a rethink, because rather than fitting it to this wood, I think it needs to be fitted over the top to roll down. So, having done a little bit of damage there, I've stopped because I don't want to do anything irreparable until I have spoken to the powers that be about that. The other thing I wanted to do was to buy a hoe for a start. That is my hoe. This hoe will allow me to weed the front garden, the top terrace, which needs to be weeded, but it only needs to be weeded once now, and then the cold will send everything into dormancy. So I'm holding off on that maybe until next week or something like that. What else? Oh yes, I wanted to trim my tree, and I have done that quite successfully. That's all that's left of the tree. That of course used to be right up here. Now, when I moved in this time last year, there wasn't much more than that there, and I thought it was dead, but I left it because the tits loved it, and over the summer it grew to an enormous proportion, and obviously if you look, that is all junk from this tree that I've managed to remove. The other thing that I've decimated, or tried to make start a decimation on, is this, which is some sort of hawthorny horrible thing in the corner. Again, that has taken off this year. You could see the stump. Where's the stump? That you could see quite clearly when I moved in, so you can see how much that's grown. I've also started to stomp on this. This is the conifer, and I'm not sure if there is actually several conifers down there or if it's just one sort of split, but it almost has a crown at the bottom, and that's going to have to come out, because of course this whole area has to be my vegetable patch for next year. Now, the other thing which I didn't manage to do today was to I had planned on just putting weed killer over the whole lot, just to let it die back, so that then it would be easier to remove. But I converted a patch of wasteland last time into a thriving vegetable garden, and I didn't use weed killer. I just literally used brute force to clear the ground, and I'm thinking it might be better to do that actually, because none of this is stuff that won't come up with, basically a bit of pull. So rather than the expense, I'm just going to dig it up. I have to say that some of the border, I made a border along here, whoops, and you can see the magnolia, which I thought had died in the frost, has survived. The olive tree there, if I get really close, you can actually see it has minute olives on it. So that's happy, and this above is all new growth. Climber's not looking so good, but it could well be a deciduous climber, in which case, well, it's going to die off now anyway. Obviously all this grass, this was a lawn, but the lawn was suppressed with plastic, and basically it's just a patch of weeds now with a little bit of turf in it. So at least I don't have to remove turf, which I don't like doing, and it's just a matter of clearing the weeds. So that's what we're going to do. As you can see, I've got a new type of rock plant homegrown, growing here, and this will cover this area eventually. So that's going to at least make that a little bit less rugged, because this is actually a precipice here. So yeah. In other news, I have made an executive decision to cancel my gym subscription, which I'm hoping is not going to go down too badly with them. That will give me a little bit more time to do stuff in the evening and a little bit more energy to do it, because one of the problems I've had is I come back just too late to do anything and too knackered to do anything, and then nothing gets done. And I'm thinking, you know, with the fact that I'm doing so much walking, there's actually no real need now to use one except for weights, and £40 a month without a pool, just doing weights is just not worth it. So I'm thinking that I might supplement it with some swimming only at the hydro nearby, if they've forgiven me from the last time. So that's the other thing sorted. We had wanted to get the heater for the aviary sorted out this week, and I haven't managed to do that, and that's because I need to drill a hole down there, and I've drilled it on the other side and it goes quite a long way through, and that's no problem, but there seems to be something metallic in this door frame, and I don't know how to get through that. I daren't just drill through the door, because of course that's likely to break the glass, so I need to be talking to somebody about that before I sort that out, I think, really. I dare not do something that's going to actually destroy it, so what was the other thing? Oh yes, new hoover. Hopefully this time it'll work, because it's not a this will be a proper one and not a second-hand one. But I have to try and work out what you do with the bag, because it's a bag and I'm not used to bags, and so I'm trying to sort that out this afternoon. All in all, I had hoped to sort of more or less complete all this today, but I was really seriously off-put by that. It just did not go as I had planned it, and that set me back and dented my confidence a little bit. So my parents are not actually around at all this weekend, so it's going to have to be during the week that I get in contact with them and sort them all out. But there is plenty to be done still on here with ground clearance and stuff like that. It's just literally the aviary, and if we do have a case of severe drop in temperature, I'll have to post it through the window, an open window, and then into the aviary that way, because we do actually have a hole in the door already. If you have a look, where are we? Where's the hole? Oh, there it is. That's the hole. Oh no, where are we? There we are, that's the hole. So that's no problem, getting the thing in there and then sort of round here. The problem is trying to get it into the nearest power source, which is right down there. And as you can see, I started with the hole down there, and I have to say I'm quite pleased with that hole. Is that not a perfectly drilled hole? The only problem is it won't go all the way through. It's hit something, and well, that's it for my weekly blog for this week. As you can see, I'm in a state of flux with the back garden, and hopefully by next week a lot of this will be sorted out.